Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. The homeless surfer here, Destry Wade, the homeless surfer at your service. So, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you back. Starting to see some pickup, man. I'm feeling good. You guys are loving me, man. Keep going. Keep going. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Um, if you follow me on a regular basis, you know this is an ongoing drama, if you will. Um, Talked about being the homeless surfer. Many people have mentioned you don't look homeless, but like I said, basically we were at the mercy of the system. So they gave me my little notice. Got 60 days to get out of here based on the starting of this point. Okay. So, a couple things with that. Number one, I could be pissed. You know, I just lost my mom and freaking hell. This happens. It's one thing after another, right? It seems like it. It really does. And there is a certain sense to that. Because like we were talking about before, if I start trying to do the right things, it sure is weird how everything seems to want to stack up against you all that. When I didn't give a shit, when I wasn't trying, when I was just drunk on the flipping side of the road, nothing bad ever happened other than what I did to myself. The minute I picked myself up and said, "Hey, I want to start doing something with myself again. I don't want to spend the next 20 years like this. This sucks." All of a sudden, everything bad starts happening. All this crazy shit starts happening. You're like, "What the fuck?" You know, God, my mom, I knew she was going to pass away, but you know, why? It just had, why today did I have to cry for that? And then, boom, 3 days later, here we are, 60-day termination notice. You got to move, son, for no reason whatsoever other than we have chosen to discontinue our month-to-month lease, which, by the way, was a trick they played on us. They switched us over on the last signing to, rather than a 12-month lease, a month-to-month lease. That way they could do this shit. And like I told you guys before, they've been doing that shit. Problem with the homeless whole thing, dude, is you guys have paid more than enough in your good hearts and your hard tax money to solve the fucking problem. But it don't work like that because there's so much being skimmed off the top, and by the time it trickles down to those that you actually meant to help with it, there's nothing left. So what they do is they fill this place up, 400 people. They let it go for 24 months and then they start evicting. And for every person they evict, they add a new one. But they don't tell you about the eviction, they tell you about the new one. So as far as the statistics look, they now have 800 people or 800 homes filled instead of four because they're able to cheat the numbers that way. And it looks great. That's why when they say, "Hey, Gavin, where's 24 billion?" That's where it went. They thought they paid for 800 rooms. They really only paid for four and they got rotated out. And then they're back in the street. That's why you say, doesn't anything ever work? Yeah, it would if they'd leave it the fuck alone and do it right. But like I said, the bottom line, just like I said yesterday on the Preacher Man, they're all got their hands in the pie. This was solved. And it's solved right now. I'm here. Now, I'm not going to get angry about it. That'd be a waste of time. I've got my center. And I've been homeless before. So it's not like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Sure, I do. If that happens, if I end up back in that street, sleeping back in my on the shelving at La Jolla Shores and all the way up and down that area, Tourmaline, all those shelves are great places to sleep. Cops can't see you, bugs don't get you, people don't get you. Yeah, it's a safe zone. And that's where those of us who are in the know go. And you'll never find where the shelves are, even if you, unless you really know. But if you don't, just because you're from PB doesn't even mean you need you know where the shelves are. So anyway, leaving it there. So I'm not tripping on that. There's no stress. And even if there was, why would I let that bother me? I can't change the fact that I got the notice. That's not going away. That's not me being angry, me throwing a fit, me screaming, treating people like shit, kicking the dog, whatever else people do when they get angry. The stupid shit we do when we get angry, me included. I can be an angry motherfucker, trust me. But it doesn't help. It's still here. So here we are. Life's crossroads, right? Remember, I go with a T. To me, life is nothing more in the mind. It's just like AI, it's the same thing. That's where I learned this shit from this part of it, not from the coma. This is just AI association. Oh, wait, AI learns like this. It comes to a point. It's got an A. It's a 1 or a 0. So it, chooses this one. Okay. Then from there, there's a 1 and a 0 and a 1 in it. And it's just like that right now with this whole thing. I can be angry. I'm not going to. Now, I'm at a choice though. And this is the cool part. I'm at the choice of, okay, here's the two options that I have. And this is how you think it out. And I'll show you the way I'm doing it, the way I do it. I always said make a Franklin scale and all that. I don't need to write. It's a waste of ink and paper. What I didn't need to do is think. So here's the thought process. Boom. Okay, choice. I got to get a home one way or another. I got to keep a roof over my head. That's the first thought priority, keeping a roof. Now, we've talked a lot about manifestation. And like I told you a few episodes ago, I've already begun manifesting my own home. Not this anymore. They can't do that to me anymore. I'm going to pay my rent on time every month and have no problem till the day I die. Now, how can I do that? Rent's $2,500 a month, which I don't make. I don't have an income. I'm homeless. Remember? Disabled, fighting with Social Security like a motherfucker. Tried to get him to give me a little $1,000, $900 a month. Gee, really? And then I'm supposed to do something with that, right? Uh, just the internet alone, just to run the internet, and that's a mobile hotspot. But that cost me $100, But you got to have it, to run all the programs I need to do this show, as well as do the books and the other things that we're doing, the promotions and the legal and all that. The website going to cost, it's another $100 a month. Okay, so these things continue to go, but I'm starting and I got nothing other than the $500 a month. So even if they add that 900, they take the 500 away. They take your food stamps away, which basically was 800 a month. They give you 900 now, so you got to buy your food again. You got your 500 basically back, but because that's now considered income. Weird to me. It's not income. You have to pay taxes on it. Well, no taxes on Social Security, I guess. Hopefully that's true because I can't believe they actually tax me to take Social Security and then tax my Social Security. That's fucking nuts, man. Talk about double dipping. Where's representation, taxation with representation? Where's my money going? That's what I want to know. According to the $25 billion figure, you could have wrote me a check 4 years ago for $187,000. Guess fucking what? You'd never see me again. Jeez, no way. I'd go buy a business. You could buy a freaking Subway franchise for 52. Seriously. You're done. But no, somebody stole it. Some dudes are driving Cadillacs and taking nice vacations. And of course, whenever they have a convention to talk and share on how they're helping and what they're doing for the homeless and what great new ideas they have without doing shit, they go to some exclusive convention center right here in my town, San Diego, stay at the nicest hotels, the Hard Rock right across the street, the Hiltons, they don't fuck around. They stay in nice places. They eat nice meals. You go in there, what homeless people do? Go in the convention center at the end of the day and pick up the buffets, the stuff that's left over. Shit, it feeds all these people down here. Well, dude, these aren't shitty foods. These are lobster rolls and shrimp and all kind of great shit. Your hustles, dude. You can survive without money. There's plenty of people throwing so much shit away. You don't need money. You really don't. Like I said, I needed a computer. Found it in a trash can. But needed a phone. Free Obama phone. Shit. Need a tablet. Oh shit, someone got one. I don't know where that one came from, but hey, it's all deprogrammed and now it's mine. So I'm not gonna ask questions. Anyway, so if you know what you're doing, you got it. But they're not solving problems. So for me, manifestation, looking at manifestations, what we're kind of talking about is, strangely enough, if you remember, I told you that I needed to manifest or wanted to manifest by the end of the second quarter, which is June 30th, my income to a point where I can now go sign a lease, get an apartment, get off the street, get off of welfare. That'll be the bitch in this day, dude. When I can go down to the EBT and say, sorry, I don't need that anymore. I appreciate the help for the last 20 years while I raised children as well. Don't need GR. Fuck you, liability or disability. I don't even care anymore. Shit, that's stupid. And to me, insurance is ridiculous. In my day, you didn't pay for insurance. Insurance was if you broke your leg, you can go to the hospital and they'd fix it. That was insurance. I'm insured. I'm insured or assured, maybe. Let's call it assurance. I got assurance when I have a heart attack. I didn't have insurance. I didn't go buy insurance or some shit. They took me in and told me I'm on Medi-Cal. Oh, okay. Why? Because you're homeless. So you get it for free. You know how that's working out right now. But, and then they want to do all these drugs and all these things that they give you for free and bullshit. It's not free, dude. Somebody's buying all that shit and you don't need it. I don't need it. For myself, I don't want it. I don't subscribe to something that came around 150, 200 years ago that we never had before that. All those thousands and hundreds of thousands of years, there was no doctors per se, no pharmaceuticals, no prescriptions. We lived all those years without them. And actually, in the early years before food got fucked up, we lived to 120 years old on average. So, they can say all they want about, the average Neanderthal man lived till 32. Yeah, but he lived in lions, tigers, and bears land. So, yeah, I can see how that could be a problem for you when you're trying to sleep at night and they're hungry. But for the most part, BS. BS. The only reason you go to a doctor is because it hurts and you want him to make the owie go away. And if your mom could come over and kiss the owie away, you'd call your mom. You know that. So anyway, back to the choices. Choices being wait for Social Security. Then I still won't have a home. I'll still end up homeless. I can fight these people out. But first of all, the predominant goal, and I made an announcement on here that I am going to manifest this by the end of this quarter, which we just started. We've got April, May, and June. July 1st, I will be ready to move in to my own home. That's the goal. We said that before this eviction notice ever came. So why does that goal change? I was planning on bouncing anyway, right? So that's going to work timing wise. That's manifestation. I took the action. I went and found a place that was going to be available, priced it, talked to the people, put a picture of it in my phone, and in my tablet, so I could sit and look at it and daydream of it, because that's the daydreamy part. That's kind of the enjoyable. I can't wait to get there. It's going to be great, and just focus on it. But rather than just focus on that, that's good. Have that, but also focus on the stairway that's going to take to get there. The road, the path that you're going to have to walk to get there. Just sitting here talking to you like this alone isn't going to do it, because you're not signing up enough. Come on, man. Remember, share, comment. Yeah, do all that stuff for me, please. I need you. It's growing, but it's slow, man. Tell a friend. We're going on a journey, and here we go live, man. We're going on this journey. So best thing, I'm just going to manifest. We're just continuing to manifest. And the reason this is partially in my belief and my understanding of manifestation, this is just pushing me that much closer. It's pushing me that much harder to make this happen. Apartments don't fall out of the sky, but they're already sitting there waiting for someone to come. For the right guy with the right deal at the right time and a right situation. Bam, it'll be there. Watch. I've already found that part. This is a pusher. And I've already told you, because see, with hello, it's froze. With manifestation, you got to take the work into it. You got to make the adjustments as you go. Now, I don't have to make any adjustments. This doesn't change. What had to be adjusted was the fact that this is a slow build, me and you talking right now. I love doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it. And the reason I'm going to keep doing it is because I found a way through doing it that I'm going to be able to finance my life. Awesome. Now, like I said, I have a lot going for me that maybe the average homeless guy doesn't. Some of them aren't all there. A lot of them aren't educated. A lot of them don't have experience. A lot of them don't have motivation. They're just wore out. You can get to a point, especially if you're on drugs and alcohol heavy, you just wear yourself out that much quicker. Otherwise, you can make it. I can make it. If I had to go out there, I could go out there. So that's option 2. Option 1 is stay on course. Just stay the course. We're manifested what we wanted to do. I'll be damned at the timing on this thing, because it says I got to be out by June 18th. But I'm sure if I went to them and said I'm leaving June 30th, they wouldn't be pissed, because most people fight that shit, because that's the third option. I could fight them bastards. I got 30 days. I got till June 18th right now. So it's like 90 days, actually. These guys are idiots. That's why their paperwork never holds up. That's my legal experience. It does help me in a lot of cases like this. But let me tell you what I can do. I hold out for 60 days. At the 59th day, I go down and file what's called an answer. Now, no, I'm sorry. That's wrong. I wait the 60 days. I don't leave. They have to go file a complaint and file a lawsuit for unlawful detainer. Now, the problem they have with that, and these are all real things I know because of my life. I don't want to tell you what an asshole I can be, but I've had to do certain things at certain times to keep a roof over my head for my kids, and I did. But this thing, what you do is you wait the 60 days out. Then they have to file a suit. And unfortunately, it takes them time and money, and they got to go do all that. So they got to have their guy, and then they got to serve me. And that sets a court date, which, based on the current situation in California, based to the overwhelming amount of people being evicted right now, and that's not just in the homeless people, that's a lot of people. Because they want to make their money, man. They can move this place and make a lot more money renting it by the month than they can getting $400 from me and whatever the government subsidizes them on the difference. They do jack that shit up though, because according to my last paperwork I saw, they're charging the government $2,700 a month for this place, which means they're basically saying it's 31 for this. No, the place I'm moving into, a block from the beach view from the upper decks. If you get an upper level place, you can see the ocean. Walk 2 blocks to the beach, $2,100. It's a studio, this is a studio. That's all I need. I don't want a lot of room. You got to clean a lot of room. I've been cleaning this thing. I cleaned it all night because I was anxious and thinking and going through stuff, and I have to. That's what I do. When I start thinking, I let it go. I don't stop it. So anyway, that's the other option. I can fight these guys out by doing that. Bottom line is by playing the system properly and running the time limits out on everything. I can be in here about a year, maybe depending on the court date, a year and a half, without paying rent, without being evicted. They can't touch me. I have a stay against them, and that's not even saying that I go file against the landlord here a civil suit and get a stay, because I can do that. They're gonna have to prove why I'm being evicted. So there's all kinds of legal. Now that's the legal stuff, and I look at it two sides. There's two sides to it. Based on the law, I'm right. I can do that. That's why it's there. And if you know how to use it, why not? All right. So I'm not saying that's a bad thing as far as that part of it goes. But let's look at energy, okay? Because I talk about that a lot. You get what you get. You get what you give. What you put out's coming back. So let's look at this. Let's look at our little T here. Fuck them. I'm going to make them drag it out in court for a year to 18 months and just take their place and lose them that $2,700 a month just to say fuck you for that, for doing this to me. Because honestly, if it wasn't me, I got friends here, dude. There's people on walkers and wheelchairs that are doing the same thing too. They're going to go out on a walker with some sort of backpack full of just enough shit for themselves to sleep at night, a couple blankets and things like that, maybe a tent. And they're going to take their medication with them, and their doctor's appointment pickups will probably be arranged so they can pick them up here at Father Joe's, which is why people sleep around here, because that's where all these resources are. And yeah, could you imagine? I couldn't even imagine that, man. I'm so blessed that way. So we'll fight the fight. We'll stay the course. The problem with fighting the fight is, though it is legal, it's negative. You're putting out a negative thing. That's not the way I always knew. I told my friends, and if you know what's in my cupboards, there's nothing. I got 2 plants on a basketball court, and I bought a coffee maker you can see back there. The rest of that shit stays right here. My clothes in the closet. So, it's negative. It's a negative for me to do that. Now, do I deserve to do that? Yeah. I could justify that in my head all day long, and I could justify it to you and other people. And some people probably say, yeah, you're being a dumbass to do that. But no, I'm not. Because if I look at that as my answer, I'll abandon the other side, which is the true answer. Because if I do that, I won't get another place anyway in a year, because I didn't do the work, because I should have been over here focusing on this aspect of it, this answer, not this one. That's an option now. But you leave that option's a bad option. So until I'm forced into a bad option, I'm not taking the bad option. The good option is manifest, continue the path, stay true to what you already decided to do long before this came, long before anything came. Whatever comes tomorrow, I guarantee you, man, every fucking day, someone's going to come kick me in the ass because I'm trying. But that's cool. I'm going to keep trying, and fuck you. Sorry I said fuck so much today. I think I am a little emotional. because of this? Like maybe, but yeah, you gotta take the good with the bad. This is end up actually good. Like I said, it's a double-edged sword. It's going to end up good because it's going to push me to the manifestation that I told you I was going to do, and I'm going to do it just to show you that it can be done, so you can do it too. Yes. Love you guys. Hang in there. We all do. Peace. No surf today. Sorry.